Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and happy Friday to you. I hope your Friday morning is going better than mine. I just recorded about 85% of this video and realized my microphone was muted. So here we go for take two. We've got the Forge Pass to go over. I'll pull up the whole thing and let you know my thoughts on it and from a value standpoint. We've also got to rate the Bolster set and get it on the sets tier list to show you how I think it compares to all of the other sets in game. And we have also got the data coming in from the community in terms of what percentage of the player base I think is going to be going after the Fusion. And then if you aren't going to be going after the Fusion, maybe what epic of the 4 is best to get after. So we will get everything Raid Shadow Legends in context for you as we head into the weekend. Let's get into it. Alrighty, and right off the top here, a massive shout out to my good friend Deadwood Jedi, who hung out with me yesterday on stream for 2 or 3 hours to for the first time in 2 years. I finally changed my Bat Eater team to the Myth Fu, and I will get you a full breakdown of the highlights and the fun moments where we're answering questions from chat and stuff of building this team. I'll get that up on the channel here like later this afternoon or tomorrow, but just wanted to throw out a massive thank you to my friend Deadwood Jedi because it was a lot of fun putting together the new team. And then as we dive into, first off, going over the Fusion, I wanted to show you a poll that we conducted on the channel with a decent sample size, 1.8 thousand votes. And we've got about 25% of the player base considering going for the Fusion. Between these two is what it kind of ends up being. And we have got 75% or like 3/4 of the player base just flat out saying, no, I'm not going to bother with the Fusion. And I think the cause of that is twofold. I think it's the fact of the champion not really being super hype, while also the Fusion being a hybrid event, kind of similar to the Under Priest Brogni event. I think Under Priest Brogni obviously is one of the best fusions they've ever done, and he really packed some weight behind being one of these difficult fusions where you have to get epics and then fuse them into the legendary. They call it a hybrid style of fusion. I think if Lonathero was just a normal fragment summon event, these numbers would have probably been inverted, and we would have probably seen 75% of players saying yes, they're going for it, and then we would have had 25% just saying no, they're not going to bother. So I think the numbers kind of flip-flopped just because of how the Fusion is going to be structured. So given the data that most of you out there are not really going to be going after the Fusion, let's talk about the epics that we've got down here on the bottom. If I had to rank these, I would say number 1 would be Anchorlight, number 2 right here, number 3 right here, and then 4th would be Wuji over here. So I would prioritize for most of you out there making sure you get a copy of Anchorlight. And in order to do so, you're going to have a blend of 3 tournaments and 3 events to pay attention to. So right now, you've got the Spider Tournament going on where you can get some of the fragments there for Anchorlight. Then you're going to have Artifact Enhancement later this weekend. And then you're also going to have 2 different champion trainings. One right here, and then the other champion training right over here is going to have Anchorlight. And then for the last 2, you've got a Classic Arena Takedown next weekend. And then to round it out, you have got right here the Dungeon Divers. So the nice thing about prioritizing just getting Anchorlight as part of, if you think that he's the best epic in this thing, is you get to fully avoid the Summon Rush and the Champion Chase, which are by far the most expensive and hardest fragments to get in things like this because they are the ones involving shards. So the good thing is the only shining light, glass half full way to look at this Fusion is that fortunately he does not require shards to get him. So it's a lot more realistic to go that route, which it looks like the vast majority of you are choosing to go that route. And if you want a quick refresher course on why people like Anchorlight, he ends up kind of being a super budget Battle Khazar because you get the AoE A1 that scales with attack. It doesn't hit super hard, but it does some heals. That's exactly like Battle Khazar. And then you also get a cleanse on the A2 that you can book to a 3-turn cooldown, which is exactly what Battle Khazar does. Now, this one is not going to be as good as Battle Khazar because it doesn't remove all debuffs. It's just going to remove one random debuff from all allies. But when you couple that with increasing the duration of all buffs, that is insanely valuable, and you're gonna basically get guaranteed value no matter what on that. Then you also get a full heal, which honestly is kind of rare in the game to get a full target heal, and you're also gonna do crit rate and crit damage on all allies, so you still get some value even if your whole team is at full health. And then you get a pretty good aura of 25% in all battles, which is pretty solid for an epic champion. You get a base speed of 103, Other than that, the base stats are pretty normal, but you can see why he is a pretty decent epic to add to your roster. He's not going to be like a top 5 god tier epic or anything, but he's definitely solid. And then we need to take a second to talk about the Forge Pass going live, because a lot of people are going to be wondering, is it worth $20? Is this trash? Is it decent? And all of that stuff. Right out the gate, I wouldn't recommend doing the $40 for the levels, especially if you're an active player. I would focus on spending the $20 if you're going to buy something, and then just making sure you're diligent enough to do the events, because you're going to get a lot value for your a lot more value for your dollar if you just go with the $19.99. And then for the value of it, for that $19.99, you know, you end up getting like, you know, I was talking to my good friend Smiley about this this morning, and you end up getting like $11 or $12 in like fair market value just off of like the chaos ore and the silver alone. Not even counting the extra silver and XP you're going to get from the badges that you get along the way, and also all of the pieces you can craft and all of the glyphs and stuff. So it's not amazing, but it's definitely not the worst money you can spend in raid if you're an active participant and you're going to get all of the levels done. And it is also worth noting that you do get a full 6-star legendary set, and you are only going to get that on the premium version. I don't like how they show this. It kind of looks like just when you glance at it that your level 50 reward is getting the legendary set, but it is only with the gold pass. So you do have to buy the premium version, and then when you get to level 50, you will not only get the avatar, but you will also get the set that comes with it. So make sure and keep in mind that you do also get the premium set on top of everything. And what I would have done if I was them is I would have thrown in one of these Madame Sarah skins just to kind of spruce up the value of it, because these Madame Sarah skins are amazing. This is the best job they've done, in my opinion, in terms of adding aesthetics to a champion. I think this is amazing. If they would have I would have bought the Forge Pass if they would have thrown in one of these skins, even just the epic one. Like, throw in the epic Madame Sarah skin to hype up the Forge Pass. I would have absolutely bought it at that point. I'm going to have to debate it a little bit more. I'm about 50-50 on if I want to buy the Forge Pass or not. But if they would have thrown in one of these skins, I would have gotten after it. And grats on... I'm surprised... I was going to say grats on these skins because they're incredible. I'm surprised with Halloween right around the corner in a couple months. I'm surprised they didn't wait to unveil these Madame Sarah skins in honor of Halloween. But nonetheless, they released them and they're super cool. So I'll definitely... This will be like the first time I probably prioritize cosmetics in the game, because I got to have this for my Saris. But yeah, anyway, you know, back to the Forge Pass, you end up being able to craft like 190 of the pieces of the bolster set, because you're not going to be bottlenecked by the epic version of the crafting mat. You get like 2,300 of it or something, but of the legendary mats, you get 50 plus the 100 is 150, 350, 550. And then 200 is 950. So yeah, you get 950 of the legendary mats. And since it's only 2-to-1 ratio, you're going to have enough of the epic version. So you end up, what is that? Yeah, 190. You get to craft 190 of these pieces if you have the premium version of the Forge Pass on top of the glyphs and stuff. So if you're excited about this set, it's really not the worst money you can spend in game. So now let's get this set placed on the artifact set tier list. Okay, so for the bolster set is going to be a protected 30% ally HP shield for 3 turns, but then we're also going to heal the wearer by 10% every turn. It's super cool that it's got the protected mechanic, so it's not going to be very easy to deal with that shield. It's obviously way better than the shield set that we've got down here in the C tier. It's kind of been power crept a little bit and is becoming less and less common in the game of raid. It's still a decent set for its role, but now with the bolster set, it's going to be a way better version of the shield set. It's kind of like a better shield set plus a baby regeneration set. So very good for a tanky style champion that needs to kind of stay alive and provide some ally HP for the first few turns, you know, for like a tag team arena defense or something like that. So if I had to place this thing, gosh, it's probably somewhere around here. I think it's a solid set. Let me know if you agree or disagree. You know, like, because regeneration's down here in B, and regeneration is pretty solid. Honestly, I could probably bump this up a little bit somewhere like there. You know, these things always get changed and evolved and kind of move around just to try to stay accurate as possible every couple weeks or so. But yeah, that's kind of where I would start with the bolster set. I think it's really solid. It ends up being close to like a top 10 set in the game. Let me know if you agree or disagree. I'm always happy to be wrong or get input and change the stuff around as well. For the tournaments and events going on in game, right now we've got a champion training event going on for a few days, and you do have the anchor light fragments over there at 5150 on the right side. And then the champion chase tournament is obviously coinciding with the 2x sacreds going on this weekend. So pay attention to that if you are pulling shards. And then the spider tournament also has some of the anchor light fragments. You can see that I made sure to get over there on the right side. And then the classic arena takedown is going to start tomorrow. Then for the events, you're double dipping with the spider tournament with the dungeon divers, and you will also have an artifact enhancement event starting tomorrow. Then for the offers in game, we've got a bonus sacred pack. This is not going to cut it. Anytime you see a purchase limit of 3, you typically know it's not going to be that great. In my opinion, sacreds are the worst value of all the shards in game that they sell, so that would be a pass for me. The monthly pack is not bad. It's all right. I would say, like, if you had to choose between the Forge Pass and the monthly pack, it's about even. It ends up being kind of a tough decision there. You probably get more guaranteed value on the Forge Pack or the Forge Pass compared to the monthly pack, but you'll have to work for it a little bit more, and you also don't have the upside of, like, maybe this 2x sacred ends up being Duchess or something. You won't get that upside from the Forge Pass, so you have to kind of weigh your options there, but they're both all right. And then we know the drill on some of this pack string with sacred shards is going to be a pass for almost all of you, and $10 for rare gear is not going to cut it. So boom, that will do it for this one, and I'm gonna go work on editing the collaboration with Deadwood Jedi and try to get that out this afternoon or tomorrow to give you a look into my new beefed up clan boss team and get you the stats, the masteries, and some of the fun footage from that. But as always, thanks for watching and have a great rest of your Friday, and hope you have a good weekend. I will see you soon in the next video. Peace.